You're listening to The Wanderfolk, a podcast nestled in the North Georgia mountains, inspired by the pursuit of adventure, living simply, and the people and places we love. Today we catch up with Cody Bolden of Cody Bolden and the Road Hands, an up-and-coming country musician from the Atlanta area. As an installment of our new Courtyard Sessions series, Cody and his band came out to play us a set at the shop. I was able to sit down with them beforehand to talk community, inspiration, and country music. Stay tuned after the interview for a selection from their concert performed live at Wander, North Georgia.
Man, thank you for coming out and playing us a show here. I'd love to just have you kind of introduce yourself and what you do and kind of the why behind it, but we'll work through all that. But just start with introducing yourself.
Sure. Well, my name's Cody Bolden. I live in Canton, Georgia, so just a couple hours, I guess it'd be southwest of here. Playing country music, kind of really getting my feet wet into it now over the last couple of years. So excited to be here.
Heck yeah, man. I appreciate it. Listening to you, and we've all kind of been listening to you as we've been anticipating the concert. And it's like, man, this guy's like really got there's something going on with your music that I think is like pretty unique but also like really classic. So there's this very like bluesy thing going on. You got a lot. It's amazing. So like I guess tell us a little bit about like your inspiration, like what specific musicians have influenced your music and how that continues to.
Well, so I would say probably my favorite band of all is Lynyrd Skynyrd of all time, but a lot of influence from like the '70s country. So Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, Hank Williams, Sr. and Jr. even, but like Otis Redding, Bill Withers, love those guys too. And a big thing for us and kind of what we're pushing and what we try and want to be is country music, but like made in Atlanta, made in Georgia, right. And it's just that kind of influence and of all kind of different things. So it's a throwback to the classic stuff because that's what we love, but we don't want it to just be a reincarnation of like a '70s country album.
Sure,
that's not what we want. So that's kind of where we fall, I think.
That's awesome, man. I get this like very like Merle and like all that beautiful like gritty bar blues like coming through, and it's incredible. Like everyone that we've talked to and talked about you guys come in and like told them to listen to your music, they're like, damn, it's like we're stoked to get a chance to hear you. But I'd love to hear more about like how you kind of got started in music and kind of how just kind of how things got kicked off for you.
So my parents don't play instruments, but I grew up in a household that listened to a lot of music but never played it. So a lot of singing to the radio, a lot of just like enjoying music but never necessarily making our own music. So I always kind of like that. I mean, I always like going to like a restaurant or a bar and there's one person, one guitar, just sitting there like singing and playing. There's not all this other stuff around it. And I've always enjoyed kind of like writing my own stuff too. So about 7 years ago, my wife got me a guitar for Christmas because I always talked about like, man, I would just love to play guitar one day. And I think like what most people do, I picked it up and played it a few times and then it just sat there. So the next year for Christmas, she got me lessons at Kennesaw State, like a semester of intro to guitar.
All right.
And it was kind of like, okay, now I got to kind of do this a little more. But also at the same time, we own a pie shop in downtown Woodstock. And right next to where our pie shop is, they were building a music venue. So like, as soon as I started taking those lessons and this music venue was being built, there was just like this constant music chatter. And it just kind of propelled me because the biggest thing is like just staying after it and staying motivated. So that was probably, 4 or 5 years ago with the guitar. My drummer now came over just really, I guess, for fun, but started washing dishes at Pie Bar. And because he already had a full-time job. He wasn't there for the money. But I was playing an open mic, and he came to it and said, "Hey, if you ever want to put a band together, I played drums." I was like, "Well, as a matter of fact, I do." And that just kind of kicks off one thing to the next, because once you start playing with more people, you're more held accountable to like put stuff together. And I never really had any interest in playing electric guitar until the last couple of years, because it just adds so much more dynamic to the show. So anyway, that's kind of
yeah, that's awesome.
Here we are.
Yeah, that's incredible. So, where would you like to see like your music, like what direction I guess are you looking towards in the future? Like what would you like to see as far as your sound, or even just like where you guys end up as far as like recording and like all that kind of jazz? Like,
so sound, I try not to, I want the sound to take us wherever it goes. I know that sounds kind of cryptic and
but cool
out there. Too cool. Like, wherever it goes. But the truth is that, because what I'll do, and like how we do songs, is I'll write the songs which have a chord progression, but then we'll come somewhere like today and play them, and I'll say, "Hey, I wrote this song," and I kick it off, and then they come in. So the song turns into this whole thing that's really a group effort by all of us. And our sound now is different than it was, a year ago, just based on that kind of stuff. So definitely, I think it'll always be a form of country. I don't think we're putting out any, EDM albums anytime soon.
Fair.
But I mean, the long game for me is music forever. I mean, that's kind of the big goal for me, is to keep writing songs, because for me it's songs first, and then the music follows. So that's the long game for me, is music. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it everywhere. I'd like to hear it on the radio.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Absolutely. I'm trying to think if there's I feel like you knocked it out of the park. We're trying to, just kind of get a taste of like where you guys are at, and we're super thankful that you guys come out. And
certainly. Yeah, no, honestly, we're excited to be here, a part of what y'all have got going on. We want to rising tide floats all boats, and we want to be involved, and we want to be involved in stuff that's not necessarily just a bar room. We want to be playing outside of that, and getting engaged with opportunities and in front of people that may not have ever seen us otherwise.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we love working with other folks in the same mindset.
Heck yeah. How did you guys get connected? I'm just curious. Like, how did you connect with Josh?
Probably
connect with us,
socially. So like Instagram, because of our pie shop.
Sure.
I think we followed each other, and one day I think Josh maybe have sent a message, or somebody sent a message. It was like, "Hey, if you're ever up our way, bring some pie." Or no, what happened was he put out like a call to action to y'all's followers. It was like, "Hey, if you're coming through Woodstock, grab pie from Pie Bar, bring it up, we'll pay you for it." So Lauren and I, the next day, we just drove pie up here, because we hadn't been up here, and we followed all their stuff and loved everything. And that was in the older store, and I think it's probably been, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And ever since then, as things have progressed, I've been trying to get up here and play, and it just kind of finally worked out where the opportunities started getting together, where y'all were putting on events, and hopefully
and we'd love to see this, continue to grow into something. We were inspired by the like NPR's sort of Tiny Desk concerts, and trying to pull together, a local community of musicians, and maybe musicians that people hadn't been exposed to, and like trying to allow them to have some exposure, but also just cultivate this community of that kind of congeals with like our values of trying to do local stuff and trying to
same with it. Community is what grows in everybody, and it's just cool to be a part of a community, and things like this. create opportunities for us that are better than just going and playing somewhere. Because we want to go and play somewhere and expose our music, but then we want to get engaged with people that are going to come and see another show, or vice versa. So any of this kind of it's amazing. So we appreciate it.
Heck yeah, man, absolutely. So where can where can people find you and connect with you and
so
your stuff?
I've got a website. It's just codybolden.com.
Right.
Instagram's Cody Bolden. Facebook's Cody Bolden Music. We've got some really cool stuff coming up this year. Playing in a couple festivals. We're playing in one like Tennessee Motorcycle Music Revival, just west of Nashville. And then we got a really cool opportunity. We're playing at Floyd Fest in July, which has some like huge names on the bill.
Awesome.
So we're excited to be a part of
Heck
it.
yeah.
So we're excited about the spring and summer.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Cody, thank you.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for
you.
coming out and
Yeah.
playing for us.
Yeah. Thanks. Check one. All right. Yeah. Yep.
Well, I hear that screen door creaking on the porch again. Is it because she left, she just come back in? Yeah, sometimes it's hard to tell under the spell we're living in. When I hear that screen door creaking on the porch again. And I feel that sunrise, sure enough, easing up. I smell that coffee sitting down in my cup. See that girl laying by my side, say that thing that's on her mind. And I hear that screen door creaking on the porch again. Yeah, I hear that screen door creaking on the porch again. Is it because she left, she just come back in? Yeah, sometimes it's hard to tell under the spell we're living in. When I hear that screen door creaking on the porch again. So I think I'll stay here, laying in this bed, as the thought of what just happened plays in my head. 'Cause if there's one thing that I know, before I could figure what made it go, I hear that screen door creaking on the porch again. Yeah, I hear that screen door creaking on the porch again. Is it because she left, she just come back in? Yeah, sometimes it's hard to tell under the spell we're living in. When I hear that screen door creaking on the porch again. Thank you. My name is Cody Bolden. These boys are the Road Hands. We're proud to be here this afternoon. Thank you all for having us. Check one. All right, we're going to do another for you. This is called Lost the Top. Well, I lost the time, had to drink it all. Won't hesitate back in the fall. Yeah, man, we was sure enough having a ball. When I lost the time, had to drink it all. It all started real calm and cool. That bottle broke out, we turned to fool. Arm wrestling mad soon ensued. We all live with our egos bruised. When I lost time, had to drink it all. Won't hesitate back in the fall. Yeah, man, we were sure enough having a ball. When I lost time, had to drink it all. Come on, dog. When it comes to whiskey, don't you waste no drip. We knock it down, sip for sip. Ended up laid down in a Rock Creek bed. I nearly got run over, so they said. When I lost time, had to drink it all. Won't hesitate back in the fall. Yeah, man, we was sure enough having a ball. When I lost the time, had to drink it all. Time had to drink it all. Won't hesitate back in the fall. Yeah, man, we were sure enough having a ball. When I lost the time, had to drink it all. Thank you. Now we'll do one more on the third. Cool. All right, we're going to do one for you here called Good Memories. 16 years have gone since Joe passed on. I'm still in our old house, living all alone. I got a lot of good memories, this old mine, and I think about He looked me in the eyes, said, "And we marry me." Oh, like in '84, when Junior joined the Corps. Oh, like in '91, we had our first grandson. I got a lot of good memories. It's so mine, and I think about them all the time. I got a lot of good memories. It's so mine, and I replay them as the time. Now that the kids have moved on, and all of theirs are grown, I spend my days right here, waiting by the phone. I got a lot of good memories. It's so mine, and I think of them all the time. I got a lot of good memories. It's so mine, and I replay them as the time. Thank you.